Hey, what's going on? This is Sunshine.
And E.
All right. What time is it?
It is story time.
That's right.
Hey, YouTubers. We are back. Yes, we're back. More stories of us.
That's right.
So you all get to learn and know who we are and get to hang out with us. And some of you guys, we hopefully did you comment so we can get to know who you guys are as well. I forgot what I was going to talk about.
We're going to talk about, this is our story time, so we get into different questions. Some of them are, just pick this one, pick from the three, or which one would you want, which one would you rather. Sometimes my favorite is the scenarios. We put you in a scenario, and what would you do in this particular scenario? This particular time is it's like picking between the two. And the subject is what? I mean, I think we're talking sports. So the sports that we're trying to figure out what.
Yes. Okay. Now I got myself back together. Okay, so generally we sit around as family, at family gatherings and stuff, and we play games. This guy right here, he's good at making up games off the top of his head. I don't know how he does it. Wish I had that talent.
Student of human behavior. That's what if you're very student of human behavior, it's easy to do.
I mean, just off the top of his head. And they were like, okay, let's do another one. And he'll just, okay, give me a second. Then he'll, okay. And then he does it. Well, anyway, in this particular time, it was my turn to figure out what to do. But I really came up with a question because I'm not that creative when it comes to that. Okay, so I came up with a question that if by chance that... there are a lot of sports fans out there. Right. I get that and I understand. But there are a lot of people who are, really die-hard sports fans. Right. And when we came into the pandemic, people were getting angry because the sports, couldn't nobody go.
Right, exactly.
Players and spectators, whatever, right. Well, anyway, so my question is, if by chance you had to give up a sport, and I'm not going to name because there are several sports. Right. And even in different countries, there are names of sports we don't even know. So I just narrowed it down to two that I'm more familiar with. Mm-hmm. And I selected basketball and football.
Okay.
So if you had to give up one, which is the sport that you can do without?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, between those two, I would think that number-wise, money-wise, overall, football probably is leading the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. Basketball. I think so too.
Now, where basketball does lead the pack is they have guaranteed contracts, man. When they sign that contract, baseball the same way too. When they sign that contract, they're going to get that money. They could be hurt. Football is not guaranteed money. They do guarantee some money. Usually it's for the big time people. They'll guarantee a certain, give them $100 million contract, but only X amount is guaranteed. Might be a signing bonus. But things go down the line and you won't get all that money. You just everything's got to really work the way it's supposed to work. And then a lot of guys get towards the end and want to renegotiate their contract because this other guy that he's a lot better at then is starting to make more money than him. So he's going. But that's just the numbers and the money end of it. But for me, I'm going to go with basketball. And the reason why I'm going to go to basketball is that my main reason is if you take two bad football teams and they played against each other, you take two bad basketball teams and play together, that basketball game is going to be, to me, is going to be more exciting than that two bad football teams playing. Mm. It was just, I just think because it's still going to be scoring, it's still going to be dunking, there's still going to be guys passing the ball behind their back, throwing three-pointers. That's still going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's just that some teams are just better at doing it than others and maybe do it a little bit more consistently. So I would pick that because I'm looking at if I have to only see one, I want to see one where I'm not stuck, only have to watch the good teams play. Because if I just want to watch a football game, sometimes it's not a great thing watching bad football. But good football, even good basketball, you still going to have those exciting moments here and there. So I'm going to have to go with basketball because I just think that I would just be more apt to watch it because it wouldn't really matter who's playing a lot of times. So,
yeah, so you're giving up football.
So football, give up.
Football out the window. Anyway, okay, so my thing is through our children, they all played sports. Mm-hmm. And even our daughter, she led the pack in the sports arena as far as that was concerned, because she's the oldest. But anyway, I would have to go with basketball as well.
Oh, okay.
And I'm saying my reason is that we have 4 kids, and out of the 4, 3 of them played sports. Mm-hmm. All 3 of them played basketball,
right?
But only 2 of them played football. I said that to really mean a whole lot, but I used to be a cheerleader in high school, and I cheered basketball games, football games. I could never I can a little bit, very little, follow a football game. Mm-hmm. I can't. I don't know the points. I know the points. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't know the penalties when something happens and a penalty's called.
Right,
it's difficult for me to envision that. So I don't follow it,
mm-hmm.
As well as I do with basketball. I know when someone's traveled. I know when there's a 3-pointer that needs to be. So it just made it more fun for me because when you understand the game, and plus, in basketball, it's more creative because they have the all-star.
Yeah.
You see the dunks, you see the different, dribbles and stuff. The creativities to me is in the entertaining that goes along with the sport itself.
Right. The all-star game far exceeds the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl, a lot of people don't even. Football fans, a lot of die-hard football fans don't even care to watch the Pro Bowl. And there's a reason because of guys, it's more of a injury-prone sport, so they kind of hold back, and you can see it. You can just actually see how they're holding back. And there's some people, it's not that exciting. Where those guys now they don't play as much defense because the score is usually like 140 something, 170 something crazy like that in the All-Star game because they don't play as much defense. But it's still an interesting game.
Right.
And football is one of those games, kind of like, not as much as soccer, but it's one of those games you really have to understand the game, the rules and stuff to really follow and enjoy it. Because I remember watching soccer for the first time, and I think, well, not necessarily the first time, I was watching a couple of African brothers, and I was going to a place to get a little something to eat, and they were watching on TV, and they're cheering. I'm like, no one scored a goal. It's just when they're approaching it and ready to go score, and then guys slapping fouls. I said, wait, but no point was scored. So you really got to follow and understand.
Yeah, you do.
How a team can handle the ball and keep it from a lot of this stuff. So and then you have the scores are like 1 to in there ties are okay in soccer. It's just you got to know the game to really appreciate it. In basketball, you don't really have to do that. Mm-hmm. They put in the basket, they score some points.
Right.
Oh, they let them shoot at the foul line, they score some points. You can look at the score and follow, okay, who's winning. And you can see somebody dunk. You ain't got to know basketball to go, man, that was nice. How they do jump like that and do that?
Yep.
Why you go behind his back and, So those things work to the advantage of basketball, and that's probably why I'm going to pick it because I probably won't be as let down as much basketball-wise.
And it's funny that you say that because I think that there are more football fans. If a sport got taken away, a lot of people, if they took away football, a lot of more people, I think, will be more upset.
Yeah, sport by sport, yeah. I think if you take diehard sports fans, people that love hockey, people that love basketball, there's probably more football because a lot of even some people that's diehard basketball players are diehard football players. Mm-hmm. But if you collectively take everybody and put them in there, that people don't really keep up with sports, it may be a little closer because there's a lot of people that will watch but don't really care much about football. So it'd be cool. But overall, I think with diehard fans, I think football just they rule the day.
Yeah,
but I got something else that's going to go. It's not really with this, but I'm trying. It's kind of when you think about football, one thing you do think about is the commercials. And a lot of times, commercials are beer commercials, and so this is not having anything to do with beer commercials or football or sports in direct. But I'm just want to ask a question because growing up, I was never a smoker or drinker. That was just not my thing. Everybody got their thing. That's fine. As just was mine. So there's a lot of things about it I don't really understand and get. Walking in the store, there's two things: cigarettes and beer. They're kind of different things. I'm trying to figure out, and maybe y'all can help me figure out what the deal is. The one with alcohol is, what is the reason for having to put the alcohol in a bag before you leave the store? I actually seen a store owner. Hey, he had a little electric lock and locked the door because the guy didn't want the bag. He said, "Put it in the bag. I'm not gonna let you out." He had to put it in the bag before he left the store. And I'm like, well, what is that behind? I didn't understand that. What the purpose is. The only thing I could think of is maybe it's some kind of religious thing. Where, I don't know. That's the only thing I can come up with because, I just don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a open container, but I know it's not open.
Right.
But maybe it falls along the same lines of that. I don't have a clue. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, outside of if there's kids outside the store,
that's the only thing. But I see
I don't know. That's really I don't know why.
But see, I understand. But if you're making cigarettes and beer legal, it should be for both. If you got to be a certain age to buy them, it should be. Why shouldn't they have to put the cigarettes in the bag? They don't. It's strictly alcohol that I see.
Well,
so I'm just wondering. But yeah,
I mean, because if you're sitting on your porch, I know you can't even on your porch. I think within the street. I don't know. I'm thinking that you can't even do that as considered an open container.
Well, I think it's more
whether it be on a beach, in a park. There are restrictions.
I think maybe public places. I think in your car because you still have the ability. It's how they try to explain it to still drive the vehicle. So even if you sit in your car, the car's caught off. And it's not running, you drink, they still have an issue with that because you still are in that position to have the ability to drive. Mm-hmm. So that's why. And the weird thing about it is, if you say, well, listen, I'm finishing off a beer I had yesterday or 2 days ago, it's a half a beer, that's not going to make you over the limit. So you can actually drink that and drive, but they won't allow you to drink it while you're in the car. You know what I'm saying? But you can drink it before you get in the car, pull you over, do the breathalyzer, and if you're under the limit, they got to let you go. So, I mean, that's really touch and go with the alcohol, with the laws. Like, so I kind of feel for the drinkers a little bit.
That's a good question, honey.
But the only other, I don't understand. Y'all help me to explain that, why that issue. And the other thing is not necessarily a lawful thing or why they do it. It's more the customer of why they do it. Cigarettes. Now I seen somebody come in and say, "Let me get the so and so," and they pull out this cigarettes. Oh, I didn't want the regulars or longs or whatever. He said, "I wanted the shorts." So he brings the shorts and you get that. So I asked the guy, I said, after he left, I said...
So shorts, is that a name of a cigarette?
No, they call shorts because it's shorter cigarettes. Oh. The regular cigarette is so long and the shorts are a little shorter.
Honestly, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I asked him, are they the same price? I'm thinking maybe he just want to, He said, no, they're the same price. Really? They're the same cigarette? Yeah, they're the same cigarette. I said, what's the difference? One is shorter than the other. Really? And so I'm like, I didn't understand it. So I said, let me ask somebody that smokes. Why do you smoke? Why do you get the shorts? But I had to wait for somebody to buy it, or I asked somebody if they knew. And I only came up with two answers. The one answer was that, this is what the guy told me. He said most people get the shorts because they fit easier in their pocket.
So you're going to pay the same amount of money. Well, maybe they have more nicotine in the small or equally as... I don't know. I haven't got a clue, and I can't even begin to figure that out.
Now, I know the longest...
Because if I go, I'm going to cut you off, because if I go to like McDonald's and I want a large fry, I got to pay the amount for the large fry as opposed to the medium, so...
See, in that situation, you would pay differently. You would make your choice based on, I'm getting a medium fry. I really like a large fry, but that's like an extra. I'll just stick with the medium. You make that choice, but that same McDonald's tells you any drink you want is $1. Most people get the big one. I'm just saying right now it is. Yeah. So if you're given the opportunity to get more for the same price as a smaller cup, most people, and that's all, because I actually seen some people get the regular one because they figure that's all they need. But they get the large because I'm getting the most for my money. I didn't understand why that same theory didn't work for the people that's buying the shorts. Why when they say, well, shoot, I'm getting less for the same money?
I don't know.
And then the other excuse somebody, or I don't say...
They got the same amount of cigarettes in the pack?
They're saying, I think it's 20 cigarettes, but they're just shorter cigarettes.
I don't know.
But from my understanding, is that's what they say, and the price is the same. The other reason why a person said that is they said, I get the shorts or people get the shorts because they end up ultimately smoking less.
I was going to say that a second ago. That kind of crossed my mind. Could it mean that they're just they want the nicotine, but they don't?
Well, not necessarily nicotine. It's just the smoking the cigarette.
The smoking,
like whatever. If they have a routine, I go to work, I smoke a cigarette before I go to work. I smoke a cigarette on break. I smoke one on... If they say I smoke about 10 cigarettes a day, if I get the short, ultimately I'm smoking less. That's how I think they look at it. So I mean, and nobody really gets and the thing of it, to be honest, nobody ever gets their full value out of a cigarette because they're not puffing on it the whole time. It's sitting there letting it burn. Now it's burning and you're not even, so no one really gets the full, but I'm just saying, and some people say they don't smoke a whole cigarette and they feel like it's wasting because they're on break or whatever, and then they put it out and it's still, so I don't know. Y'all can explain to me what
what's the difference? I know there's certain cigarettes that have, the filter and then some.
This is no filter. This is a little rough on you.
And the other one is straight.
Well, there's no filter. I think there's filters and then one no filter. Those the one when you hear a woman talking like a truck driver. That's the one smoking them filterless cigarettes, from my understanding. But they got some. There's that little filter on the end, and it's. But it's a tough habit. It's a I don't know. When it comes to smoking, I really, I've seen people that sit out and it's 10 degrees out and rain in the snow and smoking a cigarette. But they would never do that if you ask that person, can you take the garbage out? Well, it's raining right now. It's cold. It's snowing out. It's cold. Man, maybe later on. But the cigarette, they go out. I mean, it's kind of amazing to see some of the things they do. There was one, I'm going to end it with this. There was this company that didn't allow any smoking on the premises at all. Mm-hmm. You couldn't be out in your car. There's no smoking areas. People would get in their car. Now, fortunately, the plant or the company was right next to the highway. Drive to the next exit.
Oh, my word. That's okay, I'm sorry. I'm not, no disrespect, but that's crazy.
But
you can't wait till the end of the day?
I guess not. I mean, a lot of them, I guess they...
Go on the lunchtime?
I think they do a lunchtime because they have a little bit more time. I don't think they do any breaks. But they said, they drive to the next exit so they can smoke a cigarette.
That's serious.
Or smoke it while in the car driving, whatever the case. But they would leave the premises, actually burn gas and time. But like I said, there's no disrespect. Everybody got their thing. People could look at them and it's like, you do this and that. No, that's crazy. So that's why I always hands up when it comes to that. Everybody do what they want, So I'm just recognized. I just don't understand. And maybe y'all can explain me about the cigarettes, the shorts, and the longs or the regulars or whatever. So y'all let us know about that. But we're gonna get out of here. And you got any final thoughts? Are you good?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
But we're gonna get out of here. Before we do me a favor. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also share, comment below, and I do believe that's it.
That's it. Thanks for following Sunshine and E.